Hi everyone, today I want to talk about the significance of the work of other operations in fomenting the portfolio. First part is global influence. Um, my project is about dependency diary. Mm, it's basically on the ordinary notebook. It's very thin and lined. It's my boyfriend's book, and we write our daily life in this notebook because we can't see each other. I'm in China and he is in China and I'm in British. So basically on this notebook, I do the project. And firstly, I was inspired by the magazine. Its name's Land. And in this last magazine, Slant published composed a collection of the most from Persian topographic work, and it tells us through the marking of the experiment photos issues of its Amplimus magazine, and there are so many experiments front work in this magazine. For the designer turned lecturer, this gives the magazine more less way to be uncomfortable with its design. Lars notes that Cartier Artificial realism shows works with a particular character, adding material properties to the tape space, where in the deliberate imperfection cigarette typic space, disassemble and assemble of tip leads to great discoveries and so on. Let's hold that the most interesting work are those where you feel that borders has been crossed, either by accident, experiment, or on purpose, which mind you is quite a few, unlike other edition editation in the hetero law say that front often take precedency over context. The a design made because with the experiments, long confirming tools such as 3D modeling, AI prosiding, and so on are often used in contemporary experiments and face creative to drove into unknown form and head first. I call that kidnapping. He dictatority issues are no mean fact. And this is one of the my favorites front design in this magazine. It's from the Chinese artist Zhang Hangchen's typography training. In traditional Chinese culture, some characters originate from nature and body. His work influenced me a lot. I extend the front to performs creation to the Chinese mountain painting art feeling. The body becomes a mountain, the body becomes water, and the different symbols are linked together into different moods. I think our matter are fronted with more active things, but free people cared about the cultivating body consciousness. However, the body is the important and fundamental aspect of self identification. In other words, the body is the medium of all perception, especially under today's different securities, we need to pay more attention to and discover our own body internal consciousness. I use the body as a medium for create everything. And this is my outcome. Uh, for the front selection, I choose the Chinese character, the location where the accident points of story take place as the main language, and the calligraphic font to highlight the meaning of the prompts and the text of their correction. In teams of designs there, I choose the flowing and floating signs of liquid. Also to echo the meaning of the story, long distance love as the levels in the prompts are suspected by water and cannot meet. This is a Chinese word 所谓伊人在水一方 and in English it means the young shirts of readers are gray. The green jaw look like frost and the person who is in love with you and is at the other side of the water. And in addition, two cards has been designed for attachment diary, the content of which is a rearrangement of China painting country, and the outcome can be placed inside the book as a bookmark or set as a poster card to the other person. This is the effect of my outcome, and this is my security reference. The second project I want to talk about the culture and identity. The main topic is about the Chinese descendants of the dragon. Firstly, I have so many inspiration from the museum. During my research at the museum, I find that the imagery of the dragon appeared several times. So I researched the history of the dragon and discovered that in China, in Kansas securities, the China who has a skin as their totem in the Yellow River basic in defect, the other clan absorbs their totems and make them into the dragon totem. And I um find a lot of research. So basic on this research, I do the next work. And this is the artist called. This work is called Cart, and it's made by Trap Loops. Those collages are made from the mutape copies of the same message. They are an exploration in how plant and digital materials unit this painter to recreate visual in different format. And I was inspired by this artist, so I use the printer to make the copies and move the imagery that has been um, gathered to the front of the artist's words. And this work is called the Traps Trick of Home. It's made by a student from Kingston University, Ellie Wang. Yeah, and this work, I think it makes to the medium text. What's your inspiration? And the inspiration, the artist said he was inspiration by the experiments of migration. Our work explores the notion of the home. The project involves 4 workshops with the participants who are new migrants from Hong Kong and live in RBK neighborhood. We present our memory of home and our past through the images that we create. We warm the imagery together. It's our job practice of homemaking and make trip for the team for the integration junior that we certainly go through. It also embrace movement and exchanging the history. And there are a group of Hong Kong migrants who recently arrived in the boroughs and local residents who have lived in the neighborhood for a long time. And it's bespoke by the Migrant Voice Service. The project was set out to create platform for migrant and local and meet talk together so that they can help each other. It's 10 great genius. So I start trying to cut my work out by my hand, but get feedback from Matt suggests that I process the production effect in PS Photoshop to get to generate my own imagery and eventually introduce people to the Chinese dragon in the front of the poster. And this is a more clever poster, survived as than as Asian step. This is a poster by the same mirror, and it's a sign of graphic poster for Human Magazine breaks down lazy stereotypes and takes a deeper look at the cultural norms of Asian with the deconstruct struct of Chinese character and the line letter express the idea of the fashion and the distinction of ancient and the Western world. So I learn a lot from this passport. I do this dragon, and the semester was basically around the introduction of the Chinese dragon. So I combine the surface and the brush lettering. As the dragon is also portrayed many times in Chinese in the front of eye ink painting and the brush lettering and the eye effect best reflect uh, classical Chinese lecture. And I do some AI painting. Uh, So after thinking about it, I researched that the imagery of the dragon is composed of different tribal totems. So the dragon is also a product of ethnic, unique, and integration. In addition, Chinese is composed of 46 ethnic groups. So I finally choose to use the effect of using cut and path to represent ethnic country and used black and white brush lines to reflect the Chinese element. And this is the book I do. After integrating the texture mixture, I use the grandest theme to create a book about Chinese dragon, which includes its structure, composition, history, origin, and the meaning to the Chinese people, unlike the Western dragon, which has the evil and the relevant meaning. The Chinese dragon is a symbol of Chinese people. So I called it Chinese descendants of the dragon. Yeah. This is my final outcome, and you can see the books are displayed in the website like this. Yeah, this is all. So, uh, this is my reference and my critical reference about this job. Thank you very much.